Okay, good afternoon again, survivors and lockdown people, whatever it is. I'm going to try and make a conscious effort not to as much through this one, but it is hard. It is hard, like I said before, when you're trying to come up with a constant stream of speech. Just see, there was one. Just talking at the camera, it's hard to not So, but if I do it, I will apologise. There won't be any more counters because that's, you know, it was a funny joke once. There's no point carrying it through if I'm going to be doing these things regularly. The first thing I'd like to start off with is something absolutely brilliant, and that was the clap for the key workers, predominantly for the NHS staff, but for me it was for all key workers, including the supermarket workers, who are also doing, you know, they're risking their lives as well, or risking getting sick potentially by making sure there is stock on the supermarket shelves, etc. So the clap for all the key workers was absolutely amazing. I kind of missed the beginning of it because I was on a video call with my good friend Connor Payne. He's got his own video YouTube channel actually called Payneful Vlogs. He mostly does vlogs, fairgrounds and theme parks. So if that's your thing, or if you just want to have a look at something different, head over onto his channel and have a look. I had him on a video call, so the missus shouted down to me that it was happening. I'd completely forgotten because I was involved with the call, and so I took the phone to my friend, sort of virtually to the door, opened the door, and it was amazing. It was actually kind of quite surreal and eerie because over the background of absolute silence, you could hear people for miles cheering and clapping, which, it was just a really weird thing. Again, it's a first time experience. Nothing like that I know of has ever happened before. So I've got to say, shout out to all the key workers, shout out to all the NHS people. Thank you very much for looking after us, which is essentially what you're doing. You know, I'd like to see the clapping thing become a regular thing, and it to be for all key workers. That'd be absolutely fantastic. I don't know if I said, but I'm going to try and keep this video short. I know I've said it in previous videos, but this time I'm watching the counter and I really am going to keep it short, because these aren't anything like my last videos. They're turning out to be just me talking about what's going on, and I don't want that to bang on for 15 minutes, so I'm just going to try and crack through today as much as possible. I just wanted to say that the thing that's kind of pissing me off at the moment is there's a lot of people complaining about people getting, and including the government and the police, complaining about people getting in their cars to go and exercise, and you're supposed to exercise from your house, apparently. Now, you know, there's going to be people living in places where exercising from your house is not good. You know, walking around streets of London breathing in all that CO2, I think you should be able to get in your car to go to local parks, etc. And as long as you're observing all the rules, you should be able to drive somewhere to exercise. Like in my case, it'd be the beach. There's people complaining about people driving to the beach, which, I mean, you can see the sea from the top of the main road that my little cul-de-sac is off. You can see the sea. It's really close. You should be able to drive there as far as I'm concerned. There's a lot of hoo-ha about it. You know, there's disabled people and people, dog walkers, and I think as long as you're not going out of your own little community, you should be able to drive to exercise. That's just my opinion. You know, if you disagree, tell me in the comments, tell me why. But I think you should be able to do that. I mean, they're allowing people to drive to supermarkets for essential shopping, and that's the place that you're probably most likely to catch this shit. You know, you're going to supermarkets and okay, they're making sure everyone stays 2 meters apart and they're only letting a certain amount of people in. But you're rifling through all this stuff, all these like tins of ravioli, whatever it is you're after, that people have been touching. You know, that's a big risk. It's more of a risk than getting in your car and driving to the local park and having a stroll around for half an hour. Just my opinion. Still got the cough a little bit. I'm going to race through this because trying to keep it short. Still got the cough a little bit. Tight chest seems to have gone away. Looks like I definitely haven't got the COVID. So, well, not definitely, but, you know, could have. But feeling much better today. So that's a nice worry over. Hay fever is kicking my arse though. Had to take a tablet this morning. And maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's why I was coughing. Had to take a tablet this morning, sting myself with a stinging nettle, which really does work, by the way, if you're suffering at the moment. I know my hay fever is bad at the moment. Sting yourself with a stinging nettle mostly knocks it on the head. Absolutely brilliant. What else is there? Gordon Ramsay, who was slating people about travelling about and making sure they stayed indoors, has come to Cornwall with his family for a little holiday to self-isolate down here. I don't like to use this. I'm not going to use the C word because I'm better than that. But what absolute cockwomble! What a complete wank tissue! How dare he, man, slate people on the TV and tell them to stay in their homes and then make I don't know where he lives. It's not in Cornwall, and then make a long car journey with all of his family to Cornwall, which is pretty isolated. We're doing quite well down here. We've got very few cases because of how isolated it is. It's mostly going to be locals who are here. People don't come to Cornwall. And as for you, Ramsay, piss off back up to wherever it was you came from, you cock. That's enough about that. And that was actually a bit of a rant, so that ties in with the channel. That's brilliant. Still trying to rush it through because I'm going to keep it short, as I said. What else is there? That's close to it, actually. I'm going on holiday now for the weekend. I've decided I deserve a holiday. I'm going through a lot of stress. We're all being confined to our house, so I'm going on holiday. Lovely location in Cornwall. My front garden. So I'm going on holiday to my front garden. I'm going to pitch up the tent. I'm going to get my little camping stove, and I can throw an electric supply to there out the window. So I've got, basic gadgets, and I'm going to have a little camping holiday in the front garden. So, if any of you have got gardens and you've got camping gear and all that lot, and you're a bit bored of the same four walls and just being in the house, get your tent up, stick it in your garden. You can, if you've got a long power lead, you can run that out to there. So you can have essentials, music and all that jazz. Why not do it? The missus laughed at me, but I think it's a genius idea. What do you think? Again, let me know in the comments if there's anyone watching this by this point. How are we doing on time? 7 minutes and 32 seconds. So I am going to wrap it up. Actually, I know it's a real. Pardon me. I just had my lunch. I know it's a real shocker, right? But I really said that I'm going to keep this short, and I am going to keep it short. I'm going to try and do one every day. So tomorrow it's going to be me on my holiday. So I'll be vlogging, which I suppose this is essentially what I'm doing now. What I'm doing is vlogging, I guess, comes under that category. So I will be vlogging from my holiday in an exotic location, lovely exotic location. There'll be palm trees in the background. What would it be in Cornwall? And me having a palm tree in my front garden. And I might vlog from my cookout, from my little. I've got some sausages. I'm going to fry them up on my little camping stove. It's hay fever. And that's it. I'm going to have a little weekend holiday. The kiddie or the missus welcome to come and visit if they want to. But essentially, it's just a little holiday for me. Trying to do everything that we can to make things a little bit different. I'm already going quite stark raving mad, gotta be honest. Not the most stable, but in a happy way. I'm not on a big dark one, but I've gone quite manic. I think it's my way of coping with things, is I tend to go quite manic, which is good for you guys because I'm just going to be manic on my videos and just rant on like this. There's a lot less comedy in these than the standard stuff on my channel. But, probably that will come. Probably that will come as the days go by. This is only the first week. So what we're on Friday is the Friday of the first week of the lockdown. I'm told through my sources that fairly soon London will be going into full lockdown. And maybe a few days after that, other parts of the country will follow. So as I hear anything concrete on that, I'll try and get that into these videos. But I don't want it to be too serious. I don't want it to be a big Debbie Downer. I just want to come on here, rant at the camera for a short amount of time, edit it all up, minimal editing, and get it out there so people can watch it if they want to watch it. And just so I've got things off my chest and had a bit of a laugh, And that's what it's all about. I'm still watching my Japanese people pulling sweets. That's brilliant. Still got a horrible taste in my mouth, but not as bad as it was before. Mouth is very dry because of the hay fever. That's me, Crispy, from Miserable Git Rants, signing off. Told you it would be a short one this time, and I'll see you from my holiday tomorrow.